Well, it's the final day here at the USPL. We've been witnessing so many nail-biting actions, so many finishes here, and it's finally become the last day where we have the semifinals. Welcome back to the CBTF USPL in association with MTR. Thank you so much to our title sponsor, CBTF Speed News. When it comes to cricket prediction and gaming, they're the most reliable. Thank you to our associate sponsor, MTR. We're here at the toss of the first semifinals between the Maryland Mavericks and the Florida Sharks. I have with me the skipper of Maryland Mavericks, Kunal Baridi, the skipper of the Florida Sharks, Kirk Thompson. We have with us umpire Brian Kane and the umpire coordinator, Danny Kahn. Maryland Mavericks have the coin. Tails is the call.
It's a head.
So heads is the winner. Maryland Mavericks have won the toss. So Kunal, what have you chosen to do and why?
We're going to bat first. Just thinking that putting runs on the board is in a crunch game like that is better suited for us.
Absolutely. And you know what? In spite of the runs, what do you think would be good? I mean, we've seen the morning games happen. What do you think would be a good total to put on?
Looks like the last two times I predicted I was wrong. So maybe I'll go the third time as well. Probably like 180, 160 to 180 should be a good score.
And then have you had any changes for today's squad?
Yes, we have one change. Aditya will be playing in place of Gaurav. Gaurav had to unfortunately leave last night due to some family commitment.
Well, all the best. So Kirk Thompson from Florida Sharks being put into bowl, losing the toss. What would you have done if you had won the toss?
Our aim was the bowl if we won the toss. Early morning games, the pitch is always fresh. We've chased, I think, all the games that we played so far, and chase we won. So we always was going to back ourselves to chase any total that they put up. So that's the plan for this morning.
I mean, coming in from that crazy win, and when it comes to semifinals, often we see, a little bit of nerves, but how have you made sure to keep your team, under control, take the semifinals as just another match?
I guess when we sat down as a group and looked at the group stages that we had a comprehensive win. We had a win that, was close, but we lost. And then we had a win where we showed all the characters. So we had everything in our preliminary round. So it's just now I said to the guys, we did everything we're supposed to do. We're here, just put together 2 clinical performances, and the trophy will be ours. Absolutely.
And did you have any changes for this game?
Yeah, we have one change. Snake comes back in, Spinner comes back into the team, and Ritwik goes out.
All the best. Well, the Maryland Mavericks will be taking on the Florida Sharks here at the Purchase Fields here in New York. The Maryland Mavericks have won the toss and have elected to bat. It's going to be a showdown. We have Jesse Singh versus Raj Nanan. We have Goranshu Sharma versus Dwayne Smith. Stay tuned as we head back to the studio.
A crucial last final day of this US Premier League here in sunny Purchase, New York, where we've got semi-final number 1. Semi-final number 1 of this blockbuster encounter in terms of 3 matches coming up today. Lenny Aichabar is alongside me. The Mavericks, as you would have heard from Roshni, they've won the toss and they've elected to bat first. Interesting choice. It's going to be Raj Nanan up against Dwayne Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Nikhil. Welcome to the last day. Day number 4, day number 5, actually. And so Raj Nanan will be given the ball. Smith badly needs a big score. Got his highest score in the tournament of 25. Got a couple of 6s. And has come out with Raymond Ramratan. So as Nikhil would have mentioned, they've won the toss. They've elected to bat. And these are the knockout stage. So here we go. Raj Nanan, the leg spinner, will start things and will come into ball to Dwayne Smith. And Smith gets a ball that keeps a bit low. And he does well to keep the ball out. So And so good start here from Raj Nanan. He's having a very good series. And he would want to do well here. Dwayne Smith on strike.
Well, very important matchup because Raj Nanan's been one of the leading wicket takers for this Sharks team. What a win that was in that semi-final yesterday. Sumit Sarawat. I think that's going to help this team come into this game. Both teams would have won, but still, momentum on their side. The Sharks, the manner that they won, emphatic victory with 1 wicket left.
And the fact is, not too sure if we will ever see Sarawat batting a 10 on the Sharks side. Not today. But they pulled a win from the jaws of death yesterday, and now Dwayne Smith and Raymond Ramratan has come out here for the Mavericks. Couple of good balls here. In fact, 3 good balls here for Raj Nanan. All has gone for dot. So ball pulled into the onside. Jay Patak will not get that one. And it goes away for 4. That's a lovely shot from Smith. Finds the gap.
Well, Smith is not a man you want to see get going if you are the Sharks, because he hasn't really fired throughout this tournament. But if he gets going today in both these games, if they win this and then go to the final, well, teams really could have a difficult challenge on hand.
Well, his highest score of this series has been 25 in the opening game. And he got 6, and he also got 6. So 3 scores. Ball played into the onside, and Ramratan comes out to the middle. Ramratan got 18 yesterday, batting at the top of the order. And he's a man full of potential, Nikhil, and we'll be hoping that he can put Mavericks off to a good start and a good score at the end.
Yeah, also these two openers should play with a bit more freedom, given the fact that their middle orders continuously fired consistently in this tournament. Yesterday, a huge partnership between Jesse Singh and Kapil Khanna. Both got 50s, so they'll give both these openers the luxury to play comfortable, but they can take risks inside this power play, look to get their team off to a good start, play free cricket.
Yeah, and what we've seen, the strength of the Mavericks has certainly been their lower order batting. And I'll tell you why, as Raj Nanan, the Ramratan, gets a quality delivery, pushes out towards the onside. And so the first over comes to an end. A very good one from Raj Nanan is 6 without loss. So Christopher Barnwell has been given the ball as 6 on the board. We saw very tidy over from Raj Nanan. You can't ask for something more than conceding 6 runs and over. Bowling to Dwayne Smith and Raymond Ramratan.
Yeah, usually is economical. Nanan down the ground. What kind of scamper to for 1 to get through there in the end. Raj Nanan is a good fielder. Had to be quick. I like this move though from Thompson to go to Christopher Barnwell early. You haven't usually seen him open up the bowling, but because you've got these 2 powerful players at the crease, you want to ensure that you get early wickets.
So Nikhil just coming back to the batting lineup of the Maryland Mavericks. I made the point they're such a strong side towards the back end of their batting order. 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll tell you why. The likes of Jesse Singh comes in at probably 5. We've seen Kapil Khanna, who's having an outstanding series. He comes in at about 6 or 7. And then we've got the finisher McGaughan, who really propelled them to a win the other day. But there's a little bit of hollow part in the batting lineup of Mavericks. We haven't seen Vartak fired. And we've seen quite a bit. This is a big appeal, a little too high, I would say. Big appeal off the bowling of Barnwell. And we've seen somewhat of Kesarkar, who hasn't really fired in this tournament. So between Kesarkar and Vartak, there's a little bit of hollow space there. But once it comes down to the bottom end, Jesse Singh, Kapilkana, Sasha Magan. And this one eludes the keeper. And they'll probably pick up a bye here. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. But other than that, they're strong heavy towards the back end of their innings.
But that's very frustrating. What you can see what happened there. And that's why Christopher Barnwell would have exclaimed. Because you're both two good deliveries to Dwayne Smith. You're setting him up. The plan working to fruition. And the keeper makes a costly mistake to get him off strike. So now the planning must begin again for Christopher Barnwell. But it's been a good over so far. Just 2 runs from it.
So quality start here from the Florida Sharks. Christopher Barnwell only conceding a couple of runs in this over. And both Ramaratan and Dwayne Smith held on a tight rein. 1 boundary we've seen so far. And this one goes down the leg side. Keeper does well to keep the ball in play. But the deflection allows them to go through for 1. No signal. In fact, now it comes from umpire Ron McFarlane. Leg by is the call.
Could have easily been a 4. So, crucial stop. They have kept it tight so far, the Sharks. I think that toss probably went in their favour, to be honest. I do think, given yesterday and the construct of that batting lineup, they are a better chasing team, got a lot of power. Speaking of which, glorious shot from Dwayne Smith to get underway. It's been a bit quiet, Dwayne Smith, but that shot will help his cause massively.
Yeah, lovely shot from Dwayne Smith all along the ground. Good shots to play any time in the cricket match. 2 gone, 13 without loss.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
Back with the cricket. Raj Nanan continues big appeal. Not outside his umpire, Ritesh Patel. And so Raj Nanan comes into his second over. Quality first over. Would have only given up 6 runs, including 1 boundary off the bat of Smith. So very cautious start here from the Mavericks. Ramaratan in this series, 3, 18 and 16. And has been moved around a bit. Thought he batted at 3 in a couple of games. And last game we saw him opening the batting with Smith. Dwayne Smith, his highest score has been 25. Got that against Penn Cavaliers. And Raj Nanan, quality stuff so far. Only a single off couple of balls. Oh, hammered into the onside. Protection out at long on. That's Garanshu Sharma.
It's good bowling though from Raj Nanan, because even if Smith opted to pull, he would have to do a really good job to pull that behind square, given that he's got a mid-wicket and long on in place. So bowling to his field well in terms of the line. Such an economical, but such a skillful and tedious bowler as well.
So the Sharks comes out of Group B. Mavericks comes out of Group A. And as in the case of Mavericks, they would have topped their group. And Florida Sharks, they're number 2. Should have done more with a shortish ball there, Nikhil. Still a quality over from Raj Nanan. He's bowled well, 2 runs in the over so far. And the way Raj Nanan has played in this series, not only is a quality leg spin he's got among some runs, such an asset to this Florida Sharks team. He started well. 15 on the board so far. Oh, go sliding down the leg side this time. Mitul Patel is the keeper. And so relative to We're only seeing the third over being bowled here. We've seen 3 extras so far. So 3 overs gone, 16 without loss. Good start here from the Sharks.
Interesting call from the skipper. Go back to Christopher Barnwell.
Oh, balled him. So Christopher Barnwell has taken out Dwayne Smith from a ball that probably might have kept low. But it doesn't matter, Smith is gone.
We've seen the variable bounce in the last couple of days. Really on display. It was a short delivery. Didn't bounce as much as he expected. And just took out the leg stump in the process. Big wicket gone down for the Mavericks. That's going to hurt. Dwayne Smith again. Lean period continues. Just a 25 to start this tournament with since scores of 6, 6 and 10. It's been tough on this surface. Not the easiest to hit through the line of the ball. 16 for 1. The first strike for the Sharks.
Yeah, quality ball from Christopher Barnwell and kept low. Nothing Smith could have done, and so ball on the stumps. Barnwell strikes early, 16 for 1. New batter comes out to the middle. So Kesarkar, Mahesh Kesarkar comes to the middle, and I was making the point, Nikhil, that between Kesarkar and Vartak, who has batted sometimes 3 and 4 in this side, they've taken time to score runs. As in the case of Mahesh Kesarkar, we've seen him getting scores of 15, 13 and 19. But those scores have taken some time to come. But he comes in here, 16 for 1 in the 4th over. Good start here from Barnwell in his 2nd over.
Yeah, definitely a really good start from the Sharks. Giving that run rate to under 6 and over. For the first 3, always a good start. You have to close the power play well. That one really rushed onto him. Big innings for Kesarkar.
And again, we see Mitul Patel, the keeper. Certainly not holding on to the ball. We saw him earlier on just looking a tad sloppy behind the sticks.
Yeah, with these not really overcast conditions, but with these small breeze, you do get the ball wobbling a bit after it passes the bat. Always a challenge for the keepers. In colder conditions, Europe, etc., you do see that bit of wobble, which presents a whole nother challenge in places like New Zealand.
So Florida Sharks, a well put together squad. Certainly led by Kirk Thompson. We saw yesterday Sarah Watt pulled them out. A match seemingly that probably they would have lost, but that's how it goes. Ram Ratan will scamper for 1 as the good bowling of Christopher Barnwell continues.
Yeah, it's a big move. Thompson went back to Barnwell for a 2nd over, even given the fact of how important he is to this team in terms of wicket-taking options. Don't usually see him both 2 up front, but wanted that wicket and brought the partnership.
Oh, that one has flown to the keeper, Mitul Patel. Take a look at that.
Look at the carry as well from Christopher Barnwell. Just past the head of Kesarkar. Good short delivery, good aggression being shown. He's got it all. Barnwell can go slower ball, can go slower ball, and then can go fast bouncer.
So pulled into the onside. Long leg is engaged. And that will complete over number 4. And after 4, they're batting at 19 for 1. They've lost Dwayne Smith. So we're back with the first semi-finals. Sharks takes on the Maryland Mavericks. Team's captained by Kirk Thompson and Kunal Baride. So perhaps a brave move here. Raj Nanan has been tossed the ball to bowl his third over. And will come into bowl to Kasarkar, 19 for 1.
Yeah, first time in the tournament that Raj Nanan will bowl another over inside the power play. And so often we see Sean should be a couple runs. Don't think he'll get to the boundary. Heavy outfield. So often we see some of the best batters sent up the order to attack the power play. Therefore, the best bowlers should bowl in the power play to defend those runs. And that's what Rajnana is doing here. Usually we see 2 up front, then 1 in the middle and 1 at the back end of the innings. But today, in an important semi-final game, he's come 3 at the top, looking for a wicket to add to his tally. He's taken a wicket in every game of this tournament so far.
Yes, Nikhil, you're right on that. And the fact is that Kirk Thompson does have some strong bowling options. Jay Patak, Sumit Serawat, Ijaz Safi, who's bowled well in the series. And if needed, maybe Goranshu Sharma. So they've started well, 21 for 1. Second time we're seeing a ball keeping low. We saw the ball that dismissed Dwayne Smith of Christopher Barnwell, 21 for 1. They're going at 4.8 at the moment. And Kisarkar has taken some time to score his runs in this series. And ball cut away. That's a good looking shot. We'll pick up a couple here for sure. As the fielder gives chase, and in fact it rolls into the third man boundary. Good guided shot for 4.
So it's been a slow start to this high pressure, high intensity matchup. But those small boundaries will be very important. Halfway inside the 5th over. You've got to, as we've seen successful teams batting first at this Sunny Purchase venue, when you get it off to a good start and keep wickets in hand, you're in a much better position going into the last 10 overs. Doesn't make sense throwing the kitchen sink, risking things too early.
So that's one of the left arm spinner, poor delivery, a ball that will certainly give you room for you to cut. And the other one, of course, as has been with many spinners, is the drag down. So Mahesh, he's on 8 off 8 balls. So not a good ball. Ball keeping low again. 25 for 1 so far.
So 1 over of the power play left after this.
So the substitute on the field, the man at third man for Barnwell. The ball cut away into the area of the substitute. He comes up with a throw, not good enough. And that completes over number 5. And after 5, it's 26 for 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So back here at Sunny Purchase, we have 1 over left in this power play. Matthew Aichabar alongside me. Good day to you, Matthew. Welcome to day 5 of this USPL.
Good to be here again for the final day. Should be quite an exciting one. And 2 very exciting teams here to start us up. The Florida Sharks and the Maryland Mavericks.
Sarawat, the hero from yesterday, with the bat in hand. He was expensive with the ball. Let's see if he can improve. You have Jay Patat, they haven't gone back to in this power play. I'm sure he will come into play at some stage with the ball in hand. Javon Searles didn't bowl yesterday. Just wonder how that injury is affecting him. He's currently standing at third man. Or short third, I should say. Just a single.
Yeah, they've got the likes of Jay Patak, Ijaz Safi, Garanshu Sharma, and now the likes of Sarawat, who's bowling his first over again. Not sure if we'll see Javon Seals.
But this is in the air. It's heading our way. And again, they're targeting the commentary box, Matthew.
It started early.
Yeah, they've gotten an early start here. Raymond Ramratan sends one our way. One bounce for 4.
He's watched for a while, Raymond Ramratan. So now looking to take on the bowling in the final over this power play. There was a fielder position at sort of a square leg, a very straight square leg, so he had to position it well in front of square to find the boundary. He did just that.
Yeah, it was a good shot from Ray Ramratan. Perfectly placed.
Very excited about this New Jersey Stallions team. They'll be in action next weekend. Over the top. That's 4. And Ramratan. Oh, it went all the way for 6. Correction. This is a big over. They've clearly targeted Sarawat.
Yeah, not allowing him to get another good over in. They figured the new bowler will go after him. And Raymond Ramratan has started to pick things up for the Maryland Mavericks.
They're just getting back to Ramratan's minor league team. Sateja Mukamala, Ramratan, Jesse Singh. Are you a fan of Sateja Mukamala?
I think he is a very, very exciting player. Made his debut for the US.
I can tell you, Matthew, went to the Houston Challenge, and Mukamala played for one of the MLC teams against professional cricketers. I think the 50 best cricketers in the country, and scored the most runs in that series as a 17-year-old.
Yeah, he's an amazing player. Is Saiteja Mukamala, and one of the top, if not the best, young prospect in the country at the moment. So it'll be very exciting. And there are some very new, exciting players from the Stallions. I'm excited to see. We'll get more into that when we come back. It's 38 for 1 after 6.
So Ijaz Safi will bowl the over outside the power play. 38 for 1. I think both teams will be relatively happy. The Mavericks, yes, they're only going at 6 runs per over, but the fact is they've got 9 wickets in hand. We know the strength of their middle order. Jesse Singh, Khanna, Kunal Baridi, the captain, Magon. Very deep batting lineup. But for the Sharks, they'll be happy that they've kept them to a minimum. In terms of that scoring rate. Deceiving him, but it will be get a single. The interesting thing, I think, is why the Mavericks may be just the happier of the two. When you look at who's bowled the power play, 5 of the 6 overs going to Barnwell and Nanan. 2 of the main wicket-taking options in this Sharks lineup. So that could be important, and the Mavericks can know that and know they can attack some of the weaker bowlers as this innings progresses.
Yeah, we saw with Sumit Sarawat, Ramratan did not waste any time in going after him. But so far, a good start from Ijaz Safi. Chance of a run out, but the throw isn't the best.
Would have been gone by a long way as well. Ramratan gave up on it. So big let off again for the Mavericks. Haven't seen too many runouts in this tournament now that I think about it. A lot of chances, but nobody really hitting the stumps direct.
Yeah, runouts have been quite scarce.
I'm intrigued about these Stallions, though. Matthew, tell me a bit more about them after this delivery. A lot of players in this game playing for the Stallions. Jesse Singh, Ram Rattan, two main ones.
Yeah, the New Jersey Stallions runners-up last year, and I think expectations for them will be to do pretty much the same, and if not even go one step further and win the minor league. They've definitely got a more than capable side. We talked about Sai Mukamala in the previous over. Probably the most exciting prospect in the country. Even now a US player, so he's really moved up through the ranks very quickly, Mukamala, and the future is only bright for him.
What about Sachin Malaravapu? Is he there as well?
Yes, he is.
Well, that name is...
With Sachin Malaravapu, Raymond Ramratan, and Deron Davis, I feel that the Stallions have got a very dangerous spin attack. And then look at the pace as well. Jesse Singh, Stephen Wigg, Rovman Powell can bowl, Manoj Acharya.
Obviously, it's still paper and cricket must be played. If you don't join us, we're having a discussion about the New Jersey Stallions. Raymond Ramratan, you see his red helmet. It's a Stallions helmet. They'll be in action next weekend for the minor league. It's only on paper, Matthew. No cricket has been played yet. But would you say the Stallions have improved their lineup from last year, given the fact that they went to the finals? And
I think they have. I think they really have improved their lineup. I think with maybe a little bit of the top order was a problem, given... In the air, taken straight to the fielder. So it's the substitute, Meet Patel, with the catch, and Mahesh Kesarkar departs. So wicket for Ijaz Safi, who was bowling a very good over. And now all that pressure finally leads to a wicket.
Well, a big wicket as well. Kesarkar just wasn't really getting anything going in this innings. 14 deliveries, just 11. He's now finally got to depart. So the Sharks keeping the pressure on. That's an important wicket for Ijaz Safi. Seen him bowl in different situations in this tournament, but he's come back well.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtspnews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtspnews.com and stay ahead।
Sneh Patel, the substitute fielder, coming up with a good catch to dismiss Mahesh Kesarkar. Sneh Patel, usually a wicketkeeper, but in this case coming on as a sub for Christopher Barnwell, who was now back onto the field, but Barnwell will have to wait another 11 minutes in order to bowl. According to Brian Kane. Very good with his time, spot on.
I'm telling you, Matthew, I rated Brian Kane highly before this tournament, but watching him and some of his decisions in this USPL, I think he's very high on my list in terms of umpires I've seen in this country. Also the professionalism he takes in the role. He's almost like a task sergeant. Every over has to be on the time limit, or else you're going to get a handful from Kane. Don't get that man upset.
Yeah, he's an amazing umpire, one of the best we have in the country. And he's always got a job to do, and he's always committed to that job and always does it well. As are all the umpires here, well done. It's been a great tournament so far in terms of officiating.
I know in the last show we were making a point about the minor league, but I want to say this CBTF USPL has been the perfect preparation period for a lot of those players. several of them, especially those in the Eastern teams, will be competing and have competed in this tournament for the 5 days. So you play high quality cricket on a good venue, puts you in tight situations, and it then allows you to segue straight into a tough tournament. Fantastic planning by the organizers. Good to see that the development of USA cricket is on the forefront.
Yeah, definitely. And tournaments like these are happening quite frequently now. But yeah, having it just the week before opening weekend for minor league is definitely a great thing for a lot of these players.
Jesse Singh has got JS on his bat. Is that his own brand? I have to ask him after this game. But a crucial time for Singh. He's batted it between 4 and 5 in the tournament. Duck pulls that one. Ball getting some steep bounce. Sarawat's not the fastest, but he is generating some extra bit of bounce, which is causing problems for both of these batters in the middle.
Yeah, and we saw a few in the last 2 days of the tournament, at least I was here. Saw a few that were generating good bounce, really kicking up on the surface. And going short has been the theme of this tournament. Just because of the straight boundary, no one wants to get hit straight down the ground, so bowling short has been the preferred option. Jesse Singh is on strike. He's been very good in this tournament. Good ball there from Sumit Sarawat. A peach of a delivery.
Yeah, Kapakana, want to see that man come in next. Scores of 32, 55, 22 in this tournament. 55 yesterday, so he's coming in really good nick. Such a crucial partnership with Jesse Singh to get them up to a substantial total. They were in a tight situation after the power play. Those two batted well in the middle. End of 8, 45 for 2. So look at how things have unfolded so far. Dwayne Smith, the big fish at the top of the order, just 10 from 11. Another slow start for him. Ram Ratan at the moment carrying the hopes along with Jasdeep Singh. Long batting lineup to come. Vartak, Kunal Baredi, the captain, but the main man there, Kapil Khanna. That's who the thousands have come out to see, or will come out to see, at this Sunny Purchase ground. Just slap past point, and it will be a boundary. Really good shot, good timing from Ram Ratan. He showed glimpses in this tournament of getting a big total. Could this be his day?
Yeah, certainly seems as if he's in some good nick today. And Ray Ramratan has been looking for a big score in this tournament. Hasn't really gotten one yet. And it looks like today he's determined. Big game here for the Maryland Mavericks. And looks like Ramratan is here to play. This is his highest score now in the tournament.
Again, another good cut shot. Man at third man has got work to do, but it's a slow, heavy outfield on the offside. Ram Ratan, very important to this team, much like Jesse Singh, who's just come to the crease. So Safi, we've seen him bowl in the power play quite a number of times, but Thompson today giving him a different role, bowling in the middle overs. He's already got 1 wicket. Needs to break this partnership. I just think this partnership has the potential to be so dangerous. Well played in the end.
Six has come off this over from Ijaz Safi. 3 balls in. Ram Ratan on strike is on 23. Jesse Singh is on 2.
Can't beat the infield Ramrattan. 3 games coming to you today. We've got the 2 semifinals. Mavericks taking on the Florida Sharks. Next we've got the Cowboys up against the New Jersey Titans. That's going to be an important game as well. Unmuk Chan in action.
I'm sure we will see some serious fireworks there. We got the likes from the Titans, Unmuk Chan, Vandit Prajapati. We saw yesterday Neil Patel. And then on the Cowboys, Syed Abdullah, Imran Raja, Jaladua, Rizwan Mazar. So you've got power hitters on both sides. That should be quite an encounter.
I must say I'm very surprised to see. I never knew this much cricket is played in New York. Every weekend, all these different leagues. Makes for fantastic development. Gonna have to come and watch you play as well, Matthew.
Well, you wouldn't really find me in New York.
You're too good for that level.
Play my cricket in the New Jersey area, actually. This one has found a gap here, running away, but fielder Garanshu is out there, and they'll get a couple. So 8 off this over. It's 53 for 2 at the end of 9.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead
Nine overs gone, 11 remain. A lot of time left in this innings. This partnership developing really well. We're 12 only. But you think about the players at the crease, the time spent in the middle. Setting up the game nicely. I think when I look at all the teams, if I had to pick one batting lineup that's really impressed me, it's the Mavericks. Because of the fact that they've lost early wickets, but that hasn't derailed them. They've been able to put their hand up at different times. The Carolina Eagles as well. Surprised, obviously, that we're not seeing them in this semi-finals, but I think they were also impressive throughout the tournament. Javon Searles comes into the attack. Didn't bowl yesterday. He's carrying a slight injury, but in an important game, they need him to use his experience. Man from Bridgetown, Barbados, of course.
Yeah, Javon Searles. Player with lots of experience, IPL, CPL, has played at the high levels.
Starts with a short delivery.
Would have played briefly for the Philadelphians last year in minor league, at least for the first few weeks of the tournament.
A lot of clothes to bowl through. It's got about 3 layers on under there. Tell you what, us Bajans, we're not good with this cold. And he's got him. It's going back onto his stumps. Almost a carbon copy dismissal of how Searles was gone yesterday. Inside edge onto his stumps. Today he's on the providing end. Jesse Singh on the receiving. That's unlucky.
Yeah, very unlucky there for Jesse Singh, but I'm sure the Florida Sharks won't mind. And I'm sure Javon Searles will tell you that was the plan, to get his inside edge. But Jesse Singh is on his way back. That is a big, big wicket. Javon Searles, just second ball into his first over, gets the massive wicket of Jesse Singh. And how will this game play differently? I'm sure the Florida Sharks, that'll get them up and running. The big bat, Jesse Singh, he's in form.
Bounces and rolls back onto the stumps. Would you believe it? The most unlikely way of dismissal. But that's cricket. That's how it goes sometimes. Searles brought into the attack. Gets a wicket first up.
Well, I'm sure everyone's favorite part of the Mavericks, Kapil Khanna, has made his way out to the middle. And he has just lit this tournament up. 32, 22 and 55 yesterday. He's shown he can do it all. He can hit the ball, he can play the ball around, and he can build an innings, he can keep, he can bowl, he can take catches in the field. My goodness, what a player.
Yeah, he's been massively impressive. Definitely up there in the reckoning for the MVP. If his team can get to the final especially. It's a new challenge for the Sharks. And would you believe it, he's gone first ball. Christopher Barnwell takes a stunner at extra cover. And the two men that did it and got them here in the end have been dismissed in 2 consecutive deliveries.
Well, this is brilliant from Javon Sales. He's gotten rid of Jesse Singh. He's gotten rid of Kapil Khanna first ball. What more could you ask? And a stunning catch from Christopher Barnwell. Big moment there again. First it was Jesse Singh and now it's Kapil Khanna. And in the space of 3 balls, Javon Sales has picked up the 2 biggest wickets here for the Maryland Mavericks. And the Florida Sharks have them right where they want them. 53 for 4 as Khanna walks back.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
Halfway into the 10th over, the captain, Barede, comes into the middle. Matthew, if there's ever a time a captain needs to step up. We saw Raj Bhavsar yesterday get his team into the finals. Semi-finals, of course, but finals day. Barede now hasn't really fired throughout the tournament. Today is the day he needs to. Was on a hat-trick, Javon Searles, but played out defensively.
Didn't get the hat-trick, but this is still an amazing over from Javon Seals. 2 wickets and hasn't conceded a run yet. And you look at the 2 wickets, Jesse Singh inside edge and eventually rolled onto the stumps. And Kapil Khanna, thanks to a brilliant catch from Christopher Barnwell. So we didn't see Javon Seals at all with the ball in hand yesterday. We're seeing him today. And it's quite something what he's done so far. This one, it'll elude the fielder. So a single. Gets Ray Ramratan back on strike. He's on 25. He's batted well, Ray Ramratan.
Yeah, has just about run a ball, but needs some support. A lot of time left in this game. Mentioned how sensible they've been all year. It's a deep batting lineup. It's all year, all tournament. So has to make sure he can stay there, Ramratan. Ends with a dot. End of 10, halfway stage, 54 for 4.
It's 54 for 4 at the end of 10. We've seen wickets fall here for the Maryland Mavericks. We've seen a brilliant catch from Christopher Barnwell. We've seen a bit of misfortune for Raymond Ramratan. We've seen a couple of wickets in a row of the bowling of Javon Seals. We saw Keon Joseph yesterday was on another hat-trick. And we might have seen Ijaz Safi also was on the verge of taking a hat-trick. We haven't seen one. Jay Patak takes the ball. And welcome back, Nikhil. 6 balls remaining. The Sharks have bowled well so far.
How does that look? How does that look? Very good. Very good. And in 2 overs, this game has completely transformed and gone to favor of the Sharks.
So another wicket goes down. The captain goes. First ball, leg before off the bowling of Jay Patak. And what a perfect start to a bowling spell. Quality bowler is Jay Patak. 54 for 5.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So 54 for 5. The struggle continues here for the Mavericks. And Jay Pataki has now picked up 1. Javon Seals with 2. 1 each for Christopher Barnwell and Ijaz Safi. And the bowling has really come on today. 5 wickets down, 59 balls still to be bowled. There's 54 on the board.
Well, Safi now, you mentioned him. He snuck his way up to the leading wicket-taking options in the tournament. 6 wickets for him. Still has a couple of overs remaining. Ijaz Safi. So can add to his tally. But Jay Patak, first delivery into the attack, has already broken through with a wicket. Big trouble now. They've lost 5 wickets. Ram Rattan's been there at the other end. He's seen the destruction, been there from the onset. Just haven't been able to get any momentum through the innings. Just lost wickets readily throughout. But in the last 2 overs, seriously come back into this game, the Sharks.
So Aditya Padala is the new man, but we're watching Ram Rattan. Scored 25 so far, and ball jabbed into the offside. Sneh Patel, who took a very good catch in one of the earlier dismissals, still on the field. So Christopher Barnwell is back on the field, so somebody else is off.
I do like this approach though from Thompson. I think this today he's got it right in terms of his bowling options. He went early for a gamble to both his wicket takers in the first 5 overs. They got the early wicket of Dwayne Smith, but kept it so tight it put pressure on the Mavericks, and then allows the other bowlers to come in and bowl at a time with more protection in the deep. Good planning by the Sharks. Getting some serious bounce. Bounce like we've seen with an injured Lendl Simmons.
Yeah, we've seen the wicket misbehave in some parts of this tournament. We've seen a couple keep low, one that took out Dwayne Smith.
That does play on your mind as a batsman when you do get a delivery like that. You don't know if you can trust the bounce.
So a long way to go. Aditya Padala, minor league player. Raymond Ramratan, quality all-rounder. He's batted well so far. Raymond Ramratan, he's held up one side. He's up on 26, but we're watching Padala. Oh, this one keeps low now, so some cause for concern here. We're still in the early stages here, 56 for 5.
Obviously batting first today, the Mavericks. You just wonder how it will play as the day progresses. 5th day of action. You have consecutive days. They did have a light roll late last night and early this morning, so trying to keep it compact. This surface.
Yeah, Danny Khan. There was some sprinkling of water on the pitch last night and some rolling this morning. Ball driven into the offside, can't score. So you get the feeling that it's been tough to get runs here. 56 for 5, 11 overs gone. They're going at just over 5 runs on over. So we've seen a quality over from Jay Patak. He's picked up 1, only conceding a couple of runs. Javon Seals will come back into the attack. Couple of wickets in the last over. Only a single run conceded. And the bowling of Florida Sharks is on top of Maryland Mavericks at the moment. Ram Rattan seems to be the lone fighter here. He's up to 27. But he will need support from Padala and the others to come. Sashal Magan, Atesh Gawan, Gaurav Rana, and Vinit Sinha. So 57 for 5. We are in the 12th over. Being bowled by a man who has played at the IPL level. And will come into bowl to the left-hander, Aditya Padala. Oh, he gets a ball that cuts him in half, and it goes through to Mitul Patel.
How did that miss the stump? So narrowly crashed into the top of off. Getting some of those deliveries to cut back in to the left-hander, Javon Searles.
So very good game so far from the Sharks. Maryland Mavericks would have won the toss, electing to bat. I'll try to run through what has happened so far. So they're batting a 58 for 5. And let's take a look at the scorecard. Smith was bowled by Christopher Barnwell for 10. Kesarkar was caught Sneh Patel off the bowling of Ijaz Safi for 11. Jesse Singh was bowled by Javon Searles, ball trickling back onto the stumps for 2. And Kapil Khanna was caught Christopher Barnwell.
Given Raymond Ramrattan. And what a wicket that is to take. Javon Searles injured coming in, dealing with a small niggle. Wasn't sure if he would bowl into the attack. He's gotten 3 wickets for 3 runs.
So impressive stuff from Javon Searles. And Raymond Ramrattan playing down the leg side to a delivery that was making some bit of height. Mitul Patel comes up with a good catch. And it's 58 for 6.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So 2 deliveries remain in this 12th over. The Sharks well on top. And remember, this was a team on the brink of elimination yesterday. If it wasn't for brilliance from Sarawat, could have easily been not here at Sunny Purchase today. But instead, cricket. Funny game. Win yesterday, momentum on their side. Vaibhav Vartak can bat. Didn't he open the batting in the first game for this team, the Mavericks?
Yeah, he's been top of the order. And you get the feeling here with 50 balls remaining, they're reeling at 58 for 6. Vartak could play a good hand here. He's pretty defensive. He takes time to really get going. And with 50 balls remaining, he could try at least to use up some of the balls here with 6 wicket down wide. Is the call from umpire McFarlane. And still impressive bowling figures here from Javon Searles. 3 wickets in the bag already. So good bowling effort here from the Florida Sharks. Barnwell 1 for 8. Ijaz Safi 1 for 10. Jay Patak, who was at an impressive first over, 1 for 2. But the best of them all, Javon Searles, 3 wickets for 4 runs. Ball tugged into the onside, and so that will complete over number 12. And after 12, Mavericks, they're struggling here, 60 for 6.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Vartak will be on strike. Jay Patak has been given another ball. And this is game number 13 of the series. 13 of 15. And 15 will be the last game of the tournament, the championship game. And the way things are looking here, Florida Sharks playing a very, very good game, Nikhil. Later on we will see Titans. Titans coming coming up against the Cowboys. So still a lot to be decided as we head into the last couple of games.
Yeah, for the Sharks, though, you can't afford to be complacent here. You've got to keep your gas on the pedal. Foot on the pedal.
We saw yesterday the Sharks, as we made mention, might have taken that fixture yesterday, their last round fixture, a little bit complacent. We saw a big start from a couple of the opening batsmen. Jason Greaves got among the runs and nearly pulled a game away from Sharks. In fact, had it not been for Sarah Watt, Florida Sharks probably would have been on their way home.
So got to keep taking wickets. You want to close this out. It's a must-win game. You never know. This tricky surface, you have to look to score the least amount of runs. Just keep breaking these partnerships. 2 is the call, but they're going to only get 1. Rajnanan has a strong arm at long off. Keeps it to just 1. Good fielding by the Sharks. They've been pretty good in the field throughout this innings.
So we've seen good catching also. Barnwell taking a very good catch at short mid-off. So Ija Safi will come in again to bowl to Vartak, 62 for 6. And you get the feeling there's the situation of the game could suit the batting style of Vartak. Aditya Padala, we know he can play a couple of shots. And so far some tidy bowling here from all of the bowlers. Safi has picked up 1 already. Would have picked up the wicket of Kesarkar, caught Sneh Patel. So ball chopped into the offside. Sarah Watt, who's been a popular man in the last 24 hours. Really, if you didn't know him, you certainly do now. Courtesy of the USPL.
Yeah, that run rate's still under 5 and over. Doing very well, the Sharks, to keep this very tight.
So very quiet period here for the Mavericks. The Florida Sharks won't mind that the quietness is an indication of how well they have bowled. So 13 overs gone, 64 for 6.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
I look at the bowling cards so far. You look at what's to come. Rajnanan still got an over left. Barnwell has got 2. Ijaz Safi will be very important, as well as Searles. So they have options for Kurt Thompson to go to in these next 7 overs.
So 3 for 5 so far from Javon Seals. And you get the feeling that Kirk Thompson trying to provide the element of surprise towards Vartak Padala. We've only seen an over from Jay Patak, but a quality over in which he would have picked up 1 only for a couple of runs. But you sense he's doing something that we've seen typical in T20 matches, to use the element of surprise, bowl bowlers in short spell being 1 over. Oh, another quality delivery. We've seen a very good bowling spell here from Javon Seals. 3 for 5 so far in 2.2 overs. So Padala has been there for 10 balls. He's only scored 4. Very tidy stuff from all of the bowlers here. This man has been among the wicket. Javon Seal, he gets another good ball. It could be leg by here. We'll wait for the signal from umpire Mark Farlin. And the leg by signal comes out. Are you in favor of leg bys?
Am I in favor of them? 6 leg bys.
Yeah, we were big discussion last night or yesterday. And we quickly found out if the ball comes off the helmet, there's nothing like 6 leg bys, even if he flies out of the park.
Coming across the line. Sir's struggling with that niggle. You can see him after every delivery. I'm in favor of Willow meeting Leather. Lenny's bat and ball.
Yeah, leg bys have been the point of contention from in some circles, that it's the batsman has failed to make contact with the ball. Why reward him with an extra? And the big issue, as per the MCC, who are the custodians of the cricket laws, is that it takes away, it prevents negative bowling with bowlers trying to spear the ball.
That's true. I will also say it prevents cricket from becoming baseball, because you keep batters rotating the strike. All those things come into play when you think about maybe rotation of strike and the importance of matchups, etc. So a lower order batsman may not be able to make contact, but he could still get a ball off the pad that could get another batter on strike. So I think, yeah, we can't change everything about this game. Let's leave something. Soon we'll be playing virtual cricket with no ball in our bat.
Yeah, already a couple changes. In fact, several changes. 4 or 5 changes coming in October. We talked about the crossing of the batsman. We talked about using saliva on the ball. That's gone. Ball getting an edge into the onside. Keeper mops up. That's the end of over number 14. And 666 on the card. 66 for 6.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है.
Barnwell comes into the attack, straight into the hands of Sneha Patel. An almost identical dismissal from Mahesh Kesarkar. This time is Vartak, 67 for 6.
Trying to go over point. Weber Vartak, and instead picks out the point fielder. Another costly blow going down. Nothing really happening in these last couple of overs. That run rate below 5. So he knew he had to get a move on. He's got to go.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com. यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो. विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Sashal Magan comes out to the middle. With the Marylanders struggling here, 66 for 7. Barnwell has picked up a couple of wickets. Sneha Patel has picked up a couple of catches. And Magan comes in here with 35 balls still to be bowled. Padala is on 4. We've seen a very good showing from the Sharks.
Well, Duck pulls this one. There is a fine leg though. It's just going to be a single. Good short bowling from Christopher Barnwell. When he's really bent his bat and put his effort into it, he has caused some problems with that shorter delivery.
Yeah, we've seen the smart bowlers staying away from the front foot shot. And the likes of Barnwell now and then will tease the batsman to see how good they can hook or pull. And that's a very good first ball to a batsman that's just come into the middle, Sashal Magan. And hands the strike over to Aditya Padala. 67 for 7.
There's a man at long off. Does a lot of work to run around and cut it off. Just keeps it to 2. Those small things make a big difference, though. You don't want to concede boundaries. Boundaries help ease the pressure.
Yeah, that might have been one of another substitute. I know Kirk Thompson's off the field. So a couple of substitutes onto the field. I think Sneh Patel is one of them, and that man who fielded the ball there. So 3 innings over so far. Barnwell is bowled tidy, 2 for 11.
Have to scamper through for quick singer. They come out for 2. Run out chance if he hits. And again, Christopher Barnwell doesn't hit those stumps. May have been very tight. Had a good angle as well, a good view. CBTF, of course, title sponsor of this USPL. Wouldn't we be possible without this and their contribution?
Yeah, Nikel, a well put together tournament. We've seen a lot of work put into this series, and so far we've seen some brilliant execution. This one flicked into the onside. And so that completes over number 15. So 15 gone, 72 for 7. So last 30 balls. Matthew comes back into the box. So Matt, we've seen a very good game so far from favoring the Sharks at the time for the time being. As Javon Seals, how brilliant has he been today?
He's been amazing. 3 overs, 3 for 6. Phenomenal stuff from Javon Seals.
Yeah, we'll come into bowl to Aditya Padala. And Sashal Magan. Yeah, good looking shot here from Padala, running quickly as if they're going to come back for 2. Nanan gets onto the ball. Not a strong throw. And 2 very important runs here for the Mavericks. They go up to 76 for 7. In fact, 74 for 7.
Two capable players there. Aditya Padala can hit the ball. We've seen him do that for Morrisville in the minor league a few times. And Sashal Magan, we've seen him in this tournament. There he goes, but doesn't get hold of it. Protection out there. Just the 1.
Yeah, they will have to make use of 29 balls. In fact, 28 balls still to be bowled. We've seen a very good bowling performance from everybody who has been given the ball. And how strong that bowling attack has been. We haven't seen Jay Patak after 1 over. We've seen a bit of Barnwell. We've seen Javon Seals, who will finish up here. And so far 3 for 9. Pulled into the onside. Number 19, Arsh Aurora. He comes around quickly, makes sure that the ball is in play. We haven't seen a boundary mat since the 9th over, when we saw one off the bowling of Ijaz Safi. So that's how tight the Florida Sharks have really kept things in the interior.
We've seen lots of wickets fall since then, though. Shows how on top of things the Florida Sharks have been.
So runs coming by non-boundary shots, singles in this over. We've seen a couple. And the fact is, Kirk Thompson and his men has really held this Mavericks team on a very tight rein here.
77 for 7. So lots of sevens there.
In fact, it's interesting how the scorecard has gone. We saw 55 for 5. We saw 66 for 6. And now we're seeing 77 for 7. I wonder if there's an 88 for 8. Oh, a big swing and a miss here from Sasha Magon. Well disguised slow ball from Javon Seals. Very experienced man.
Yeah, very good bowler is Javon Seals. Loads of experience to his name as well, and he's showing some of that experience and some of that quality that he has. 3 for 11, his final ball of the day of this game coming up.
So 25 balls still to be bowled. We've seen a quality over again. 5 runs off it. 77 on the board. So they're looking for 2. Jay Patak comes in, charged the ball. Let's look at the throw. Not a good throw. A throw that will certainly give the wicketkeepers some bit of problems. 79 for 7, 18 gone. In fact, 16 gone, 79 for 7.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Ija Safi comes back into the attack, and Matt, what we've seen here, we've seen Kirk Thompson using his bowlers in very short spell. We've seen a lot of mixing up. If you look at what has happened here, apart from Javon Seals, no other bowler, maybe Raj Nanan, would have been the only bowlers given more than 1 in stretch. So Ija Safi will come into bowl to Aditya Padala. Let's look at some partnership here, Matt. So we saw the 25-run partnership between Ramratan and Kesarkar being the highest. And Ramratan and along with Smith, 16-run partnership. A big appeal and another wicket goes down. Padala is dismissed, caught behind off the bowling of Ijaz Safi. And so more trouble here for the Mavericks. Another one down, 8 wickets gone.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So 79 for 8. Vinit Sinha comes to the middle. And Matt, a couple of wickets here for Ija Safi.
Yeah, he's bowled well too. Pretty much everyone has had their fair share of success here for the Florida Sharks. It's been a terrific bowling display from them as a team. This one through to Mittal again. So Vinit Sinha, the new man in, coming in with a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, they've really been pushed back here by a strong Sharks attack. So Atish Gawand is the last man standing. He's in the hut, so no one really has stood up here. We saw a 20 plus from Raymond Ramaratan. Oh, play and a miss here from Vinit Sinha. Good game for the Sharks so far. The next game we'll see the Titans taking on Cowboys. Cowboys with the likes of Jalad Dua, Saeed Abdullah, Rizwan Mazar. Is Salik Iqbal part of that unit? The Texas Cowboys, is Salik Iqbal in that unit?
Yeah, he is, Salik Iqbal. Should see some very exciting hitting there from that team. Looking forward to seeing them.
And the Titans sporting the likes of Unmuk Chan, Nevin Stewart,
Vandit Prajapati, Neil Patel, who we saw yesterday.
Yeah, Neil Patel getting a man of the match award yesterday.
Raj Bafsar.
Raj Bafsar, the captain, who's really led them well. And in fact, this match yesterday we saw the brave Raj Bafsar coming off and then coming back on as if nothing had happened. And played some wonderful shot that got him in a position to win. And it was Neil Patel who finished things off. Leg by is a call.
So this could be a maiden here for Mijaz Safi. If you can get a dot ball or any type of bye to Sachal Magon.
So 80 for 8. We've seen 55 for 5. We've seen 66 for 6. We've seen 77 for 7. We're on the verge of going for 88 for 8. Could this be a maiden ball? No. Ball hammered into the onside. Jay Patak is the fielder. And that completes over number 17. So 17 gone, 81 for 8.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Raj Nanan comes back for his second spell. Bowled 3 overs on the trot, Matt. 3 overs, no made, none for 16 at the top of the order. And will come into bowl to a Mavericks side who's only posted 81 from 8 balls. We've been told the lowest score in this series has been 107, made by 1 or 2 made by the New Jersey Titans, as Roshni points out. And so Raj Nanan will come into bowl to Sachal Magon. Maybe a chance for Sachal Magon to see what he can get from the next remaining 18 balls. He does have a good hit on his hand. And he could clear the straight boundary with some bit of ease, Matt.
Yeah, he'll need to go big here for the final three overs. In the air, catch taken, and Sachal Magon departs. Very good catch, and there's the wicket for Raj Nanan, and it's 81 for 9 as Magon departs.
Yeah, Christopher Barnwell. Couple of good catches for him. One a more sharper one, but Sachal Magon won't be troubling anyone today. He walks quickly back. And it could be Atish Gawand, the last man out, or we'll have to wait and see. But 81 for 9.
Yeah, good catch there by Christopher Barnwell. safe hands. And it definitely looks like the Florida Sharks might just get an easy chase. 81 for 9. Problems all over for the Maryland Mavericks.
So a bit of correction during the course of the Sneh Patel couple of catches. He's a full member of the team. He's in the playing 11. He's not a substitute. But earlier on we thought he was. So our apologies for that. He has taken 2 catches, Matt, in the same position. Can you imagine that? Backward point position as new batter comes out to the middle. So Atish Gawand as predicted. They've opted to leave out Gaurav Rana. So Gaurav Rana is 12 today and Atish Gawand gets the nod.
Vinit Sinha is on strike. Bowled him. So Raj Nanan gets the final 2 wickets for the Florida Sharks. Vinit Sinha looking for a big one. Swings and misses. And Raj Nanan has done the job. 81 all out for the Mavericks. And you've got to say the Florida Sharks well in control here. They need 82 from 20 overs when we return.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
I saw a lot of work needed to be done for this ground to be at the same level of some of the tournaments we have gone out of state to do. And as Matthew mentioned, this is the first one in New York. I was very impressed when I came here Friday, and even more impressed today as we come down to the final day. This has been a really wonderful put together event. And don't talk about the cricket. The cricket has been very exciting. Many of the matches we have had to wait until the very last ball to be bowled before a decision could be attained. So kudos to the organizers and the people who put this event together, and I wish them best of luck.
Well, you've done a great job. And Nikhil, you've done commentary from all levels in terms of ICC. You've done so much commentary all over America and, many other parts of the world. I mean, you've been a part of the Under-19 World Cup even. So how is your experience being here? And you've added so much value, for the commentary as well.
Yeah, I think it's been a fantastic product, as Lenny and Matthew would have said, but main thing about this USPL, it has to be development. US cricket is something that's on the rise when you compare it to other brands around the world. I've been in the West Indies, can see how drastic of a difference the US product is. So I think with small tournaments like a USPL, like some of the Opens we have, this especially coming a couple of weeks before minor league season begins, it's a perfect introduction into the season, and definitely is the viable product that it is. With more development, the fantastic facilities and the great quality of players, it definitely can be a long-lasting product for many years to come.
Absolutely. Well said. Well, you guys have done an excellent job. I wanted the audience here to see, who's been the faces behind the comm box. Well, the Florida Sharks need 82 to win, so it's going to be a crazy game. We're going to head back to the studio.
Not so much we can call it a chase, but you'll never know what can happen. Aurora and Raj Nanan appears to be the 2 openers here for the Florida Sharks. Another big score, and it looks like Jesse Singh, as usual, will start for the Maryland Mavericks. So, not a big score, but you never know. 82 to win from 120 ball doesn't look like it's going to be defendable here, but we'll have to wait and see. In the box again is Nikhil. Nikhil, not a big score, but cricket still have to be played here as Aurora and Raj Nanan comes out to the middle.
Yeah, well, the Sharks have done all the work in the first innings. Yesterday we saw Searles come out to bat, but today it's going to be Raj Nanan and Arsh Aurora. Wonder how Raj Nanan will play here. Does he continue to be that fluent scorer in terms of going after the bowling? Does he sort of play it safe back through the innings, look to see his team home as that anchor? All those questions will be answered within the next couple of overs. Jesse Singh to Nanan.
And also, Nikel, we've seen some up and down play from the pitch. Will that be a factor if Jesse Singh can snare a couple of wickets here early in the power plays? You never know. The trip to 82 runs could be quite an adventure. So here we go, Jesse Singh to Raj Nanan, and Nanan pulls away. So how many fast bowlers will like when they're running, when they run all the way through and they have had to, and batsman pull out of the shot, Nikel?
May see a bouncer coming up next.
So we'll run through what has happened during the course of 81 posted by the Mavericks.
Especially when you run from the 30-yard circle like Jesse Singh. It's a long way back. First delivery, here we go.
Well, one already keeping low, so this could be a point of concern here. Not a big score. Raj Nanan likes to play a couple of shots, so he would need a track that is sort of like trusted and with good bunks. Good start here from Jesse Singh.
Oh, is that gone? Has he got bat on it? Singh is celebrating. The umpire says it's a pad. He can't believe it. It was a brilliant take down the leg side. Is that Kapil Khanna?
Yep. Kapil Khanna has made a brilliant take. May have come off the clothing of Raj Nanan, but a confident shout, not out, says umpire Ritesh Patel.
Well, Singh was off. Seemed to be pretty high up from Singh. I think it was more the catch than anything that had everyone elated. Singh thought he had his man though.
Yeah, a bit of delayed appeal from the keeper, which gives you an indication that he waited until everyone else had gone up. It would have been the opposite way if it was a genuine nick. Cut away from Raj Nanan. Backward point it goes. And he hits the boundary board now. That's a lovely shot from Raj Nanan.
Great way to open your account. Just so settled. Raj Nanan up there in terms of the MVP rankings. 46 and 54. Struggled yesterday though against the Gotham, so he'll be looking to get back on track in this innings.
Yeah, started the tournament with 46 not out. Brought up his first 50. And a wonderful square cut. It doesn't get better than that from a fast bowler as Jesse Singh. And surprisingly, Nikhil, no one, you want to hear this? No one on the Eastern Seaboard has picked Raj Nanan in their minor league team. I don't know what wrong this man has done.
Or Christopher Barwell. But obviously the one overseas player rule coming into effect, so makes it more difficult. Raj Nanan from Guyana.
And I made a point, place. Oh, misfield from Dwayne Smith. And what should have been a very cheeky single ends up to be 4.
Well, he went for the run out, Dwayne Smith. When you're only defending 80 plus, can't afford to have misfields and errors like that. Went for the run out, just missed it completely.
So this over's gone for a couple of boundaries off the bat of Raj Nanan. Should have been 5 on the board. A bit of misfeeling there from Dwayne Smith. And Jesse Singh runs in again to bowl to Raj Nanan. Oh, turned away into the onside. Fine leg boundary. And 4 more runs for Raj Nanan. This has been a very good over here for the Sharks. After 1, they're batting at 12 without loss. So they're off to a flyer. Raj Nanan, 12 runs on the board. As Smith comes into the attack, Aurora gets a good ball to start as Dwayne Smith comes into the attack here, Nikhil.
But if the Raj Nanan continues in this manner, 12 from the first over, this game will be over very soon. He's a very aggressive player. Doesn't muscle the ball or look to hit it out the ground, but just very meticulous in terms of his placement. That last over you saw, it was just pure timing. A couple of boundaries behind square. He just opened the face, ran it down past third man. So Aurora just needs to get him on strike. Let him face a lot of the deliveries in this power play whilst he gets in. Another good shot straight to Jesse Singh. 3 dots to start for Dwayne Smith.
So we'll never know if Aurora would have come out if the score probably was 150, 160, 140. But he gets a chance here to make an impression. Couple of nice crisp drives from Aurora. Fetches him a run that gets him off the mark. We saw in the past Raj Nanan, Garanshu Sharma, Javon Searles been used at the top of the order. And now Arsh Aurora given an opportunity. We've also seen Ritwik Bansal opening the batting with Raj Nanan, and based on that, Nikhil, do you see the Sharks still searching for the perfect opening pair?
Not really. I think they're playing different situations. Yesterday they had a big total to chase, so they sent Searles out early with Nanan. I think they have flexible players that can adapt to different situations. The one thing we know for certain is that Raj Nanan will open the batting at the top. His partner has been the question to be asked. Oh, I think he may have been struck. Arsh Aurora on the helmet. Can't run, because I think no shot offered, so it wouldn't be a run. It would have been a dead ball.
So the over comes to an end. 14 without loss at the end of 2.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So 2 gone, 14 without loss. They're going at a steady 7. Raj Nanan, 3 cracking 4 in the last over. He's up to 13, is 14 for no loss. Jesse Singh comes back. So look at that. Finds the gap, driven straight down the ground, and 4 more for Raj Nanan.
But it's pure timing from Raj Nanan. Didn't do much. Jesse Singh using the pace. Back past the bowler. Really good start for him. Fell off the boil. It was a 9 yesterday. It was a rare miss on his part, given his performances in this tournament. 46, 54. That 9 and now 17 not out.
Quality batsman is Raj Nanan, and if Raj Nanan shows up to the park and he tells you he's not able to bowl today, he's the type of guy you can still pick him just for his batting. Quality stuff from him so far. There's been quality 4 boundaries.
Short delivery directed. Brushes the top of the arm, umpire says. Those short deliveries have been a problem, given the variable bounce. Interested to see how it plays as the day progresses.
So Jesse Singh has had a very good tournament. And when we say he's had a good tournament, we know he can bowl. He's batted well. But now he will have to come up with a big bowling performance here if they are to defend the remaining 64 from 106 balls. Maybe that's out of the question at the moment. No relevance to that. Solid as a rock is Raj Nanan. And he scores very quickly. We're making the point that we know he will start. The question is, Ritwik Bansal is an opener. And Arsh Arora given the opportunity here to perhaps decide if they play another game who will be the better opener between Arsh Arora and Ritwik Bansal.
It was aerial. Got to hurry back. Aurora hits the stump direct. Does get back in the end.
And the fact is, one of the reasons Ritwik Bansal is not playing in this game because they've had to make the choice. They'd have to make the choice between Aurora and Bansal. Aurora gets a good opportunity here to post something 15-20 and look good. And if the Sharks should win this game, they'll go into the championship game with still maybe the choice or the decision to make who will go with Raj Nanan. Good comeback over here from Jesse Singh. The first ball would have gone for 4, but other than that, he's bowled 4 dot balls to Raj Nanan, who certainly is not in a rush to get anywhere. Aurora has scored 11 runs in the previous time that he has batted. Oh, another short one. And initially, Raj Nanan was getting into position to play a shot. Ducks out of the way. And the ball goes through to the wicketkeeper, Kapil Khanna. 3 gone, 18 without loss.
One delivery remaining in this over from Jesse Singh.
So a wide was called on that delivery. Apologize for that. Can't take your eyes off a cricket match, even when you're scoring. So now that completes still a quality over here from Jesse Singh. 19 off 3. Dwayne Smith continues. A rash looking shot here from Aurora. Doesn't go too well and it goes through to Kapil Khanna.
It's important that he doesn't put too much pressure on Raj Nanan. Arsh Arora just needs to turn over the strike. What started with a blistering 12-run over, and all of a sudden it's just become 6 runs per over. But the important thing is that haven't lost wickets. They can play it safe and put themselves in the final. No net run rate and other factors in play. They just have to win the game. Another dot delivery. Aurora struggles so far.
So Sumit Serawat would have been the man to put them into the semi-final playoff. And so far, they've done well, dismissing the Mavericks for 81.
Off the edge. The third man in place. Slip was there as well, but that would have been third slip's catch. Went very wide.
So good bowling effort so far from Dwayne Smith. Whether or not 81 will be enough for him to defend or the other bowlers. Not an easy task. Not much to bowl on. So the New Jersey Titans will take on Texas Cowboys in the other semi-final.
Coming to you right after this. Don't miss it. We'll play either the Sharks or the Mavericks in the final. Also today.
So big shout, umpire McFarlane says not out. And Raj Nanan lives to fight another day. He's up to 17, he's 20 on the board. So I'm pretty sure that the New Jersey Titans and Cowboys boys are following the proceedings here. And they may have started to pack up Nickel to head on over to the purchase ground. 4 of us gone, 20 on the board.
Two overs remain in this power play. They were 38 for 1. The Mavericks after their initial first 6. So an improved start in terms of the wickets column. The scoring hasn't been what we're used to seeing from the Sharks, but the key thing is that they're only chasing 82 runs. No need to take any risks. Less than 4 runs and over required.
So Vinit Sinha has been given the ball. Oh, he cuts Aurora in half. It goes through to Kapil Khanna. So Aurora has had his problems here with both Jesse Singh, Dwayne Smith, and now Vinit Sinha.
Yeah, Sinha we saw open the bowling yesterday with Jesse Singh, got wickets.
And to be fair to the bowlers, not much you can ask for them to defend. 81 run here. Nickel, couple of runs there maybe for Aurora. Ball punched into the offside, so he picks up 2 more.
Yeah, welcome runs to him off the middle of the bat. Provide him some more comfort at the crease.
So the Stallions and Cowboys made a point. They may have seen what's happening here and starting to pack up and head up to the ground. Schedule start 11:30, but that could be brought forward maybe to 11 o'clock. Trying to still get as much time in because of the presentation and other formalities towards the end of the tournament. And it's good to see that time has been made up in some of these games, because we have also witnessed the opposite of that. We have also witnessed in which we have seen some overs taking forever to get started. Ball steered into the offside. Aurora picks up another run and brings them even closer to a possible championship game here, the Florida Sharks.
Yeah, good start thus far. Not end of at all. Getting to the end of the 5th over.
So still batting to come. We've seen Garanshu Sharma. He's had a very solid series. Christopher Barnwell. The captain, Kirk Thompson. Jay Patak. And not forget the man who brought him here, Sumit Serawat. So lots of batting still to come. Raj Nanan still out in the middle. He's up on 17. So that's the end of 5, and after 5 is 23 for 1. They need 59 from 90 balls.
One over remaining in this power play. Dwayne Smith, just 3 runs conceded in his 2 overs. He's going to be back into the attack. Last couple of the overs, Raj Nanan has been starved of the strike. Aurora 5 from 13 now balls. Just needs to get some singles going. You don't want to lose momentum and take this to be too tight. Raj Nanan started with 3 boundaries in the first over. Haven't seen much since. They come back well, the Mavericks. He'll finally get off the strike.
Yeah, the Mavericks would have needed a couple of wickets by this stage of the game to put a scare into the batting card of the Florida Sharks. So far, we haven't seen any.
Another defensive stroke by Raj Nanan. Seen it pretty often throughout this innings.
Yeah, solid as a rock, full face of the bat, straight back to Smith.
But he goes for the shot then. Doesn't connect though. Raj Nanan. Game had a bit of a lull. Nothing really happening. No real scoring. No wickets taken. Just sense though something on the verge of giving at some stage. Another defensive prod, and Raj Nanan calling him through for the single. Should have done better with that. Dwayne Smith kept him on strike. Could have stopped that. Be disappointed that he couldn't get a hand to it.
So 25 on the card, couple of runs in this over. Aurora comes back into strike. He's used up 14 balls, just 6 on the board. And the ball that climbs to Kapil Khanna, that will complete over number 6 as the power play is done and dusted, 25 without loss.
So back here after the power play. Run rate just 4. Still only need to go at 4 runs and over.
And Nikhil, one of the pattern I've noticed during the course of this series, every other game seems to be the cliffhanger game. Every other game.
That's an interesting observation. Did we have a close game to end yesterday?
And I want to think, I want to think that the Titans game is going to be a cracker of a game.
Hopefully a lot closer than this. Vinit Sinha continues. The Sharks did really well to just strangle the Mavericks when they were batting. And of course, remember, the Mavericks won the toss, elected to bat first. So the Sharks did really well to dismiss them for 81. They're just 57 away from a place in this evening's final.
Yes, Nikhil, and I'm surprised you're asking me if we had a close game yesterday. You forgot how quickly you forgot Neil Patel.
Oh, I didn't forget. Just testing you, Lenny.
Neil Patel. That was the final game last night.
It wasn't even close, actually, because Neil Patel just struck it to all parts. One with, what, 10 balls to spare?
Not really. I mean, Raj Bafsar brought the game into a position to win, but it was Neil Patel still. Weren't you biting your nails when things were happening towards the end?
Not really.
So Aurora, he's on 6. Every other game has been a game full of drama. And so if the probabilities or if the method of what is happening in this tournament stays consistent.
And that means the final, based on your logic, the final won't be competitive. Or does your logic not stand for the finals?
It's a different day, different time. Today is Juneteenth.
What does that holiday mean? Tell me after this delivery.
So ball taken on the pad. Big appeal. Seem to be sliding down the leg side.
Lenny, the holiday? He's going to get back up, needs help from his resources. An American that you, Lenny? Come on. Have to know these things.
So lofted into the deep. Smith comes around, one bounce. Aurora still finding it difficult to hit a boundary.
It's just 2 runs from the over. Mind you, they only need 4, but still, you don't want to take this at the 20th over. You want to finish this soon. Also, what about the added rest of being able to win this game comfortably and then recover? I mean, they'll still need a miracle to lose it. 55 from 80, 10 wickets in hand, but still, you don't want to just push around and let the Mavericks back into the game, Rajnan, and expect him to take the charge, take the game on.
So it's been a while. We haven't seen a boundary. Since in over number 3, one would have come off the bat of a beautiful straight drive from Raj Nanan. Other than that, oh, a cracking shot, a bit of an outside edge, goes up to wide, third man. Raj Nanan picks up another run. He's had a good series. He's put on 20 so far, with 46, 54 and 9 to go with his performance today. Still undefeated. So 28 without loss. They're chasing 82. So essentially, they need 54 to win from 79 balls.
Goes big with this one, and it's coming our way. Thought it was coming a lot harder, to be honest, but Arsh Aurora needed that in terms of this innings. It's been a slow period for him.
So 7 gone, 32 without loss.
$32 for none after 7. Dwayne Smith's going to bowl out here, looking for that first wicket. Still the Mavericks.
So we've seen a lot of balls coming into the vicinity of the come box during the course, especially yesterday. I'm going to test your memory here, Nikhil. Name 2 batters who would have threatened the come box, and I bet you'll probably miss the main one.
Let me see. Who threatened the commentary box?
So while you're gathering...
Raj Bhavsar for sure. Yes. Then he pulled a couple balls out here.
Raj Bhavsar was a left-hander. He would have had to really square cut hard, so I don't think so. So bowling change. We'll pick up the bowler. Number 8 has been given the ball, and that's Atish Gawand. So Atish Gawand given the ball here. We saw him yesterday. Bowled extremely tight. Not too sure how tight he can bowl here today. They need wickets. 50 to win from 78 balls. But I'll call a name, and I'm surprised you've only been here for the short time. It's only been a couple of hours. And that man is Rajdeep Darbar. How many times he had us scampering out of this tent. And by the way, we checked him out last night. Rajdeep is a Ranji Trophy player, and he may have played in the Kashmir Premier League.
Lenny Aichabar from the FBI. Checking him out.
So 32 without loss. Raj Nanan hangs on 20. Not out. Well, KPL, Karnataka Premier League, sorry. So even better. So ball played into the vacant area, and it runs away for 4. We haven't seen a boundary in a while, but one comes off the bat of Raj Nanan.
Finds the gap. Raj Nanan. Long time overdue since those 3 boundaries. Been very slow going. But the main thing, he's still at the crease and still leading the charge for his team to win this game and head into this evening's final.
And that is why maybe next year when the USPL set up their box, we'll have to make sure they stay away from the cow corner, because we saw yesterday everyone was heading in that direction. Neil Patel and Sarah Watt in that area. We would have been scampering all day.
Well, it's a good thing that next year's commentary box will be sponsored by you, Lenny. You'll come and build it up for us nicely with nice concrete so we don't have to run and shelter.
You might even sleep in the box. You don't have to. You don't have to travel, go back and forth 40 miles every day.
That would be brilliant.
So a couple of 4s off the bat of Raj Nanan, and he has had enough. 2 consecutive 4s off the bowling of Atish Gawand.
And why does he build a hotel? Just build the airport here one time so we don't have to fly.
Well, there's HCN, Westchester County Airport, to the right of
That's
us.
too far. That's too far then. We want it on the field. We want to see the plane land on the field. Convenience at the USPL.
Now you're asking for too much. You've only been here 4 days, first year of the tournament, and now you want them to ask you want to ask USPL to build an airport?
No. Not asking USPL. I'm asking you because I know you're a man from the New York area with a lot of connections. You know, I know you carry a certain prestige in this area.
The USPL is just an organization. They're not a government.
But you're a very powerful man. Lenny Aichabar. There's no cricket in the USA where you're not at.
So 4 balls into the over. We've seen 8 runs. Atish Gawand has gone for a couple of boundaries. And that gives me the opportunity to ask you. Oh, top edge, Kapil Khanna. Easy catch. Raj Nanan is gone. But he has done his part. He's gone for 28.
Yeah, another start for Nanan. It was slow and just seemed to not really middle it. Decided he wanted to play that. I don't know if it was sort of a cut, but late. And in the end, easy catch. But he's built the platform, Raj Nanan. First wicket falls at 40 after 7.5 overs.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtspnews.com यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज टीम अपडेट्स स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो विजिट cbtspnews.com and stay ahead
So Atish Gawand picks up 1. Garanshu Sharma comes to the middle.
Tournament's leading run scorer after yesterday's performance, Garanshu Sharma. Batted there whilst the wickets fell at the other end. Today, much different position. His team has done the hard work with the ball in hand, so it means he's coming at a time where they only need 42 runs to win. Should be a walk in the park.
Yes, Nikhil, it's not a coincidence that Garanshu Sharma is the leading run scorer of the tournament. Hands down, he's one of the best in this tournament that we have seen. Not only by the amount of runs that he has made, but the quality of batsmanship he has shown. Very crisp, has a very good drive, has the lofted shots that can clear this ground with some bit of ease, and he's really batted well. And I made the point that within the last year, Garanshu Sharma's cricket has really gone upwards. Pretty sure that people who likes him and his fans will be looking forward to the minor league this year and see what he does into the onside. Will get off the mark, and he comes back for a couple of runs.
I think he's a very impressive player, Sharma. I'm looking forward to seeing how he fares in the minor league with another year of experience under his belt. End of the 8th over. Finally success for the Mavericks. 43 for 1.
So Raymond Ramratan comes into the attack. Will come into bowl to Arsh Arora. Arora is the 11 off 19 balls, and Raymond Ramratan, quality leg spinner, Nikhil.
Yeah, thought it may have come into the attack a bit earlier, the leggy, because you're always in with a chance of a wicket, the leg spinner.
So ball has eluded Kapil Khanna. Wait and see from the signal here. Could be wides, but they cross for 2. So 46 on the board. Arora remains on 11. Sharma is on 2 with 1 scoring shot. And we're down to the last 36 runs. From what it looks like, Florida Sharks in a strong position here to play in the final game. Jesse Singh has made a very good save. Saved the boundary. And it's interesting to see, or it's great to see the commitment by Jesse Singh, knowing that there's only 34 runs to win this game. A game in which perhaps they'll never win. But the commitment here by Jesse Singh shows you the kind of professionalism that he brings to the sport. So 48 for 1. Arsh Arora on 13. Ball punched into the offside. Now gives a strike over to Garanshu Sharma. A very exciting player. And he's had some very good score to really make the point how good he has been. 44, 59, 36. Those are big numbers.
And he'll want to finish it towards the end of the innings. Already the leading run scored, that'll be on his mind. But more than that, just the fact that he knows if he's at the crease, they will score. Down the leg side. We'll have to re-bowl that one around Rattan.
And it's interesting, he's coming to bowl to Garanshu Sharma, who in their earlier days, their junior days, they're on the 15 days, have played so much together. Part of the same area, same academy, same coaches from time to time. Both Goranshu and Raymond Ramratan, great friends. They grew up together. And it's good to know that both of them are doing well. Goranshu Sharma and Raymond Ramratan.
Heaved into the onside, but straight to mid-wicket. Dot to end the over, 7 from it, 50 for 1.
So 50 on the board. Atish Gawand will continue. He's been the best bowler so far. He's picked up the only wicket. Picked up the wicket of Raj Nanan, a very tame dismissal. Sometimes the scoreboard, when it relates to a keeper taking a catch, doesn't tell you the whole story. Could be a nick, could be a top edge, could be many other things. So caught Kapil Khanna bowl Atish Gawand. 50 on the board here, Nikhil.
Yeah, Aurora has been there from the beginning. 23 deliveries of 14. Been very patient. Arsh Aurora.
We made mention of the many players who will be going off to other series this year. The minor league, for example. The umpires also will be going off to minor league. You look at McFarlane. McFarlane will be based at the Idlewild Cricket Field, New York. Ritesh Patel will be at Mercer County and Exton Park. And Brian Kane will be used at the New York venue and also at Exton Park. So a bit of traveling. The umpires themselves will have a lot of games in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, good to see that the umpires as well as the players getting that exposure.
And I'll tell you something else about Brian Kane. He knows his way around this country by train, buses, and any trail that can find you to a cricket ground. Take my word on it, ask Brian Kane.
Good delivery by Gawan, but it's going to be a wide. Like the intent though, going wide across the right-hander. 2 deliveries remain in the 10th over. Should be a walk in the park from here. 31 runs to win. Slapped by Arsh Aurora.
So 52 for 1. And when Matt comes into the box, I'll put him a question before I leave. Is Ritwik Bansal an option here? Or Sharks will be going with Arsh Aurora? I think both openers stand an opportunity here to maybe get into that last game. Goranshu Sharma pretty defensive at the moment. And no problems with a run rate issue at all. 30 to win from 62 balls. So the Cowboys are beginning to make their way into the ground. Rizwan Mazar.
Seems like they're traveling with some support as well, so that should be a blockbuster game. Just 2 runs from this over so far, 1 delivery remaining. Goranshu Sharma quiet thus far, no boundaries, which is surprising for him. Well bowled. So end the 10th, halfway stage, 52 for 1.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
And at 53 for one, Matt, we've seen Aurora, we've seen Goranshu Sharma. Sharma's had an excellent series. Change of wicketkeeper, Kapil Khanna comes into the attack, and it appears Mahesh Kesarkar has been given the glove.
Kapil Khanna started well here. A couple of dots to Goranshu Sharma. Next week, Goranshu Sharma makes the move to the Empire State Titans. One of the big moves around the Eastern Division. I'm sure a lot of people excited to see him with the Empire State.
Yes, Matt, and he'll be expected to spearhead a middle order batting there at Empire State Titans. He's a quality player. He's had a very good last year series, and this one he's driving and driving well. We'll get a single as the ball goes up towards the deep cover area. Now as we come back, Ritwik Bansal, Arsh Arora. Probably still Kirk Thompson is looking for someone to fill that spot. How do you see that going?
You've got a few options to open the batting. Ritwik Bansal, we've seen, is a handy player. Arsh Arora we're seeing here. And they've also got Mitul Patel, who is an opener for minor league for the Orlando Galaxy. He was their main opener for most of the tournament, and he does play a few shots, Mitul Patel. But it seems as though Arsh Arora and Ritwik Bansal are preferred.
So no elevation here from Goranshu Sharma, and he has no reason to try and go big. Goranshu Sharma, he has made his runs. He has brought them to a semi-final spot, and when I say he has, his contribution has certainly done. We know who brought them to the semi-final situation, Sarah Watt. And so 11 gone, it's 57 for one.
Aditya Padala into the attack. I'm surprised we didn't see him earlier. Aditya Padala, he's a pretty good bowler out of the Carolinas area. Plays for Morrisville in minor league. We've seen quite a few of the Morrisville players here. We've seen Aditya Padala, Murli Ankaraju. So we've seen a few of them make the trip down to New York.
So 25 to win from 53 balls, and Goranshu goes big towards the backward square area. Look at that, 4 runs.
Yeah, short to one from Padala. Goranshu Sharma gets on that one and helps that away for 4. No problems there. And 21 required from 52. A very simple equation here for the Sharks.
Yeah, Goranshu has been so outstanding. So impressed with this lad. If you've seen him a year ago, just disregard what you have seen. He's gotten better. He just keeps turning out runs. The next few months of this young man's career is going to it's going to set the pace of what is to come. Such keen on hitting the ball, hitting the loose balls away. And that's a great show of batsmanship to be able to put away loose deliveries. That one was a loose ball from Aditya Padala. Brings them 21 runs away for the first inaugural USPL Championship game. One other semi-final to be played match. New Jersey Titans and Texas Cowboy. How are you looking at that? How are you looking at that game?
They'll have some fireworks there for sure. You got lots of power hitting on both sides. So I'm expecting a high-scoring one at least. New Jersey Titans have been in good form. Topped their group yesterday on run rate.
Are we on top? Are we on top to say every other game has been one that goes down to the last? I'm really surprised. Nikhil was asking me if yesterday game went down to the wire. And I had to remind him how quick you forget Neil Patel. So the odd ball that is kept low, that one is. And 62 for 1, 19 runs to win from 49 balls. 63 for 1, sorry. Kuranshu Sharma on strike. Wicket playing a little bit uneven there, but he does well to keep the ball out. So that completes over number 12. 63 for 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Kapil Khanna comes back into the attack. And several teams would have made it to the starting line. 8 teams would have made it to the starting line. We're down to the last 4 teams here. And by the look of things, Matt, we could be seeing the exit of the Maryland Mavericks.
Yeah, the Florida Sharks should get this one done. It's all about how long will they get that 18.
And as they exit the tournament, 3 will remain. Sharma picks up another run. And so should Florida Sharks go through to the final, it will leave the Cowboys and the New Jersey Titans as the other 2 teams. So 3 teams will remain at the end of this game. And then, of course, we'll have 2, and then we'll have the winner. So we're in for an interesting day of cricket. The weather promises to be pretty good. Probably 80 degrees. Nikhil will be quite happy with that. Yesterday he said he was enjoying some Barbados sun. When he says Bridgetown, he means Barbados. Bridgetown, of course, the capital of Barbados. It's a place that you would want to visit, Matt?
Yeah, it's right up there on my list of places I'd want to visit.
Yeah, I've been there in 2000, might have been 2010, due for another visit. A beautiful little island. Lots of cricket being played there. Some of the great players out of for the West Indies team have come out of Barbados. surprises you. Such a small country, small island can produce some top cricketers of the world. Falling in front of the fielder and brings the equation down to 14 runs for a win here for the Sharks into the first inaugural final of the USPL. 68 for 1.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtspnews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtspnews.com एंड स्टे अहेड।
Padala continues, ball steered into the offside, brings Sharks closer home by 13 runs, Matthew.
Yeah, Garanshu on strike now, he's on 12. Seeming to just looking to knock the 13 runs around, not try anything rash. Seems to be a quite clear game plan from Sharma and Aurora. In the air, don't worry about that one, that's clear defense. And there we go, Garanshu Sharma finally hits one out of the playing area, and that takes it down to 7 needed. Good looking shot there from Garanshu Sharma, waited for the short one and pounced on it.
Yeah, he's still got to let Aditya Padala knows that I'm just toying with you for the time being, but here we go. You're going to bowl one loose. Going to show you what I can do. That's a lovely shot for 6. So Sharma has had an outstanding series, 18 not out here, and he's played some big ones during the course of the series, Matt.
44, 59 and 36. So he's really been among the runs here, Garanshu Sharma. That's well driven. Just be 1.
And the fact is, Garanshu Sharma, even in a T20 game, he plays proper cricketing shots. Nothing wrong with any of the technique when he plays a shot. And that's what makes him such an attractive batsman. He's pleasing on the eye. As Aurora comes back.
Aurora will be making his minor league debut this year, suiting up for the DC Hawks. Garanshu Sharma will be making his Empire State Titans debut, but he has played last year for the Manhattan Yorkers.
Yeah, a couple of big matches still remaining here. The semi-final and then the championship game. Can't wait for those. This one goes to Kasarkar. And so we'll have to wait a while longer. So 6 runs remaining. And we haven't seen a boundary from Arsh Arora. So that's the completion of 14. In fact, 1 boundary off the bat of Arora. So 14 gone, 76 for 1. Kapil Khanna comes back into the attack, and you get a feeling with 6 runs left, Garanshu Sharma on strike, it could end in this over, Matt. Well, not yet. Kapil Khanna will have a say. A very impressive showing here from the Florida Sharks. They looked a little bit out of it yesterday, but we saw Sumit giving them an extension of the tournament for a chance to play in the semi-final. He smashed what, 33 from 14 balls, or is it 39 from 14 balls? 43 from 14 ball. There we go. In the air, he's giving Ramratan a chance. He doesn't drop much at all. And Ramratan comes up with a catch. Sharma goes. And he adds a little bit of drama here towards the end. So Sharma, his first failure of the tournament. A lofted shot into the offside. And Raymond Ramratan, we've been told not to hit balls to Raymond Ramratan. He's very safe. Most catches in the minor league.
So Mitul Patel comes out at 4. Looks like to just experiment with the batting order. Mitul Patel, a bit of an underused opener, I guess, in this Florida Sharks team, especially given they've tried Bansal, they've tried Aurora, they've even tried Javon Seals. Mitul Patel can open the batting and has done so quite successfully for Orlando Galaxy in minor league. But he comes in here at 4 and he joins our Aurora out in the middle. Kapil Khanna, 2.4 overs, 1 for 9, so he's been very good, very tidy, but unfortunately none of that will really matter with 6 runs required from 32 deliveries.
So a bit of hold up here. The man at cover seems to be Vineet Sinha. Has knocked his knee on the ground. Thankfully, Matt, it could be his last game of this series, so he'll get a chance to recover before the weekend comes up. And I'm pretty sure he's playing somewhere on the weekend. All these cricketers are busy when Saturday and Sunday comes around. I made the point. Some players are playing 2 games on some of these days.
So wicket maiden there from Kapil Khanna. Got rid of Garanshu Sharma. 76 for 2 at the end of 15. So Padala will continue, 2 overs for 14. Mittal will face his first ball. 6 to win. 5 overs to get it. Padala starts with a dot ball to Mittal. Mittal looking for a ramp, taken on the pad. May have gotten an inside edge, no signal, and there we go. We get the signal now. So a leg by to Mittal Patel, hands things over to Aurora. They need 5 from 28. Aurora there taken on the pad, so might be another leg by. And it is. So Padala's gone for 2 in this over, but none of them will be credited to his bowling figures. And it takes the Florida Sharks to 4 needed from 27 balls. Mittal is on strike. It's taken quite some time to chase down this total. Edged away by Mittal for just a single.
So things winding down. Campaign could be coming to a close there for the Maryland Mavericks, and Florida Sharks will swim again. As ball played into the onside. So Arsh Arora just making sure that he gets full value for his buck and for his time being at the USPL Cricket Championship mat. Just making sure that he's used up every opportunity here at the beautiful Purchase College ground. Gets another single and brings this match in touching distance of overhaul here from the Florida Sharks. So 80 for 2 and just a couple of runs remaining here.
Mitol is on strike. 1 run needed.
So the Titans will take on Cowboys. And that game will bowl off at 11:30 sharp. We started half an hour earlier today, so today's midday game will be like 11:30. Yeah, a chance to finish the game had they run a bye, but in fact, wide is the call. There we go. How important are extras in finishing things at time? So there we have it. Sharks are into the final. We'll see you soon for the second game at 11:30 when the New Jersey Titans will take on the Cowboys.
Welcome to the post-match presentation of the first semifinals here at the CBTF USPL in association with MTR. Thank you to our title sponsor, CBTF Speed News, and our associate sponsor, MTR. I have with me Ashok Chopra, the co-founder of USPL. You know, final day here at USPL. I know you guys have been doing planning for so many months now. How does it feel coming into day 5 of this first phase of the USPL?
Amazing. 5th day of the phase 1 of USPL. Looks like the gods are with us today. And we went through a lot. I mean, you know, we went through like rain, hurricane and everything. And finally, it's a beautiful day for cricket. We had a beautiful game. And congratulations to Florida Shark for winning the first semi-final. And we're going to have a cracker of a final here.
Absolutely. Next, I want to call up the man of the match. I mean, the Florida Sharks, the way they came out and bowled and batted, just incredible. And especially the bowling attack of this man, Javon Searles, taking 3 wickets in his 4 overs. Javon, I mean, your 4 overs, giving away only 13 runs, taking those 3 wickets, I think it became a game changer. Getting out Jesse Singh, Kapil Khanna, and Raymond Ramratan, I mean, those were those key wickets. Those are the guys that had been scoring all the runs for the Maryland Mavericks.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bowl today, but Barnwell said he needed my assistance, so, you know, I just gave it my all, and we came out on top today.
No, and I think that worked really well. That plan executed well. I mean, the bowling attack you guys bring here, you know, to the table, I think it has been outstanding. Everyone contributing, you know, with the run, with the wickets. You know, Rajnan and Ijaz, obviously Barnwell as well, coming into the attack, you know, early on.
Yeah, everyone was good today. You know, Raj was consistent throughout the tournament. Barnwell was hitting lanes and Ijaz and stuff like that. So we have a pretty decent attack. So hopefully we can go one step further.
Yeah, the journey so far, you know, heading into the finals, you know, what are those, how have you been feeling and how have you enjoyed this tournament?
It's been good. It's a short tournament, but I have a little sore back, so I'm not really feeling 100%, but I'll give it my all in the finals.
Well, hopefully you'll be feeling better and we'll see you in the finals. Next, I have the winning skip, Kirk Thompson, beating this Maryland Mavericks side by 8 wickets. I mean, coming out with the ball, you guys, 81 all out for that team. And then coming out with bat. And for the batting, we saw a really sensible side. They knew they had all the time, to make those runs. And they came out not taking too many risks as well.
Yeah, as I said before at this toss, he wanted to bowl regardless. I saw them water in the pitch yesterday. We knew it was going to be a little damp this morning. It was going to play a little up and down. So our bowlers were prepared. They did the job. The feeling was excellent today. Everything was all wrong. As I said at the start, I just asked the guys to give me 2 clinical performances and we will lift the cup. In the batting 80, no risk, no need to go after anybody. Just take it deep. You're going to get 80. It's not a problem.
And I think especially, when we were talking about the bowling attack, with Joan, obviously him coming into the picture and, Rajnanan, who's been taking wickets in every single match for you guys, Ijaz, Jay Pathak, Barnwell. I think it's just been a great performance.
Yeah, but if you're doing well, funny enough, Javon is actually struggling with a sore back and he took the effort to come on bowl because it's important for the team. So as I like the guys, I said it was a short tournament. We gel together well. We support each other like a family. So as I say, we just work, keep doing. We're doing one more clinical performance is all we need, and the trophy is ours.
Absolutely. And how proud have you been with the boys? It's been a nice journey. Some ups and downs as well.
Yeah, as I said, we won a game convincingly. We lost a close one. We showed character to beat in the semi-finals, and then today was just everything come together. The experience, we understand each other better. We got that performance in, 1 down, 1 to go, and that's all we're looking forward to.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you later on in the finals.
Thank you.
Well, you've had it here. Florida Sharks are the first finalists here at the CBTF USPL Phase 1. Next up, we have the NJ Titans versus the Texas Cowboys. Whoever wins there will be meeting the Florida Sharks in the finals. We're going to head back to the studio as the second...